What is God? That is a question that will generate a different response from everyone who is asked. In general, people who believe in a God will respond by saying that he or she is the creator of the universe and everything in it. Atheists, on the other hand, will deny the existence of a God without having any real alternative besides science to explain their own existence. Dohgons could never be so unwise because although we don't believe in the God described in popular religions, we do acknowledge that we have a creator. In fact, we know that the creative force behind the universe is pure dark energy waves, which are the activity of a mind. Yes, intelligence can exist without a brain. The difference between atheists, believers, and us is that we are wiser than to conceptualize the Great Spirit using our limited human perceptions. We know that the best way to understand the Great Spirit is by understanding its creation. The gods of popular culture are limited by the religions that describe them. That is why we cannot rely on religion to accurately recall history or understand life and the secrets of creation. Most of all, those gods cannot stop people from killing, hating, and doing all sorts of wrongs to each other because gods have no physical control over humans. The only thing religions are good for is to understand human nature. The problem with society is that people are trying to use religion to explain what it cannot, instead of what it can. The Great Spirit of the universe created life to be self-directed, so life survives and thrives using two basic mechanisms: desire fulfillment, and fear of death. Although life is self-directed, the Great Spirit still protects life with a spiritual inclination instinct. That is why every race and culture throughout history and the planet have attributed their existence to a higher power. So, as humans go about their lives driven by the desire to achieve happiness and immortality, the Great Spirit balances their desires through their conscience. Our spiritual inclination is our comfort. In ancient times we used our spiritual inclination to create gods for things we didn't understand, such as the sun, the moon, the stars, thunder and lightning, and everything we perceived as having an effect on our lives. For our various gods we created deities and idols that had to be guarded in case our enemies were to destroy them. It wasn't until Hebrew slaves in Egypt discovered that an imaginary god was more powerful than a physical one that the god concept became enhanced 1,000 times. As time went by, kings and religious leaders used the power of the single imaginary God concept to form the foundation of organized religion. They recognized that no other power, not even their own, had the ability to control the minds of people. Today most people still live by the power of the mystery God concept. It is our foundation for civility because out of ignorance, we fear its retribution while coveting favor for doing good and being faithful. Unfortunately, we also hate, discriminate, and kill in the defense of our various religious beliefs. That is why Dogon spirituality does not subscribe to religions and gods. It is illogical to grant free will and require total obedience at the same time. That is the character trait of an insecure being or the faulty concept of unwise human philosophers. If the God of popular culture cannot accurately explain human existence or halt our self-destruction, what is it that popular culture is referring to as God? The spiritual essence of the universe created humans with an inclination back toward itself. That same inclination acting on our conscience is what makes us consider our actions in terms of right and wrong. All major religions were developed to give purpose to people's lives. They do so with the help of an imaginary humanoid that possesses superhuman abilities as well as a power over life and death. That entity is then given universal moral judgment over people's lives. Individuals believe that they can gain the favor of their gods by being faithful and morally upright. In essence, the God of popular culture is the human conscience. Religious people all around the world today are trying their best to gain the favor of their imaginary gods. They become obsessed with fighting the desires of life by fasting, praying, and trying to do good, but because they always become ruled by the same desire that they're trying to regulate, they don't realize that their god is really their conscience.